This is K1DBC. All stations please stand by. The Denver Radio Club Learning Net starts in 5 minutes.
W0TX repeater.
The postman speaks with a typical Yorkshire accent.
Hello, Owen. How are you? How are you? Very well, and yourself? No, but middling. I don't like this cold weather.
Erwin Bealby speaks a much older and stronger Yorkshire variety of English.
What have you brought me this morning? You seem to have a fairish load of stuff. Yeah, well, there's a variety in there. This feels like a bake. Aye, well, I'll let you up meet and see, shan't I? Anyhow, I'm middling a walk to the REC. I'll let you get on. See ya. It's very difficult talking folks' dialect because they don't know what you're talking about. I mean, you've only to take village that I live in. And there's that many fresh folks come to live in, come out at towns, you know, and what we call off-cumdens. And the grand folks, but of course there isn't jobs for folks around. But of course there isn't jobs for folks around here, and they go to work at towns, into city, into York. And of course, if you were to talk to them in dialect, they wouldn't know what the world you were talking about.
Erwin Bealby's conversation is riddled with Viking words like adel, meaning to earn.
You're going to do a job because you want to earn some money. You want to addle some brass, as we would say in Yorkshire. Mun, it means you must. And loup, well, it means to jump. Loup out the yacht, jump over the gate. A stoup is a gate post, you see. Well, your, or bag, is the udder of a milking cow, milk cow. To s.t.e.m is emptying, pouring, or anything, you see. You s.t.e.m your bucket into its sile. It's a strainer, is sile. And you sit on a little three-leg steel and get your head stuck into the odd cow's side. By God, it was a grand job on a frosty morning.
There's a little bit of a Yorkshire accent there for you. Gotta love that. So, yeah, there we go. We'll probably get things started here. Just a couple more minutes. This is K1DBC. The DRC Learning Net will start in 1 minute. All stations please stand by while the repeaters are placed into net mode.
PL off.
Hello and welcome back to the Denver Radio Club Learning Net, a great place to learn about ham radio and STEM topics in general. Thankfully, you have plenty of combined experience and expertise. This is K1DBC Kilo 1 Delta Bravo Charlie. My name is Daron. Phonetically, that's Delta Oscar Romeo Oscar November. I am Net Control. We meet every Wednesday except the third Wednesday of the month at 7:30 p.m. Mountain Time on 145.490 and 448.625. Both have a negative offset. 2 meter uses negative 600 kilohertz, and 70 centimeter uses minus 5 megahertz, meaning you transmit on 144.890 or 443.625, respectively. This net can be broken at any time for emergency or priority traffic by using the word break. Is there any emergency or priority traffic at this time? You can contact us via email at drclearningnet@gmail.com, elmer@w0trx.org. We also post info at groups.io/g/ham learning net. And thankfully, with all your support through my YouTube, now you can stream and archive our nets on youtube.com/K1DBC. You can also search for our club's call sign on YouTube, W0TX. This is K1DBC Net Control. Let's see. We'll begin by inviting Elmers to check in with or without traffic. All Elmers, please check in now.
Alpha 0 Juliet Kilo. AA 0 JK. Good evening. We've got traffic.
All right, Net Control, I'd like to welcome and acknowledge the following Elmers. Elmer, AA0JK Fred with traffic. Also online, we had K0KPS Kevin checking in. Thank you so much for checking in online. Yeah, if you can't make the repeater or you're not within the state, whatever it may be, or if you're not licensed, you're more than welcome to check in online as well. So one more time, if you would like to check in as an Elmer, with or without traffic, all Elmers, please check in now. All right, we will go ahead and open up check-ins for regular check-ins, excuse me. They will be taken in alphabetical groups based on the first letter of the suffix of the operator's call sign. That is the first letter after the number in your call sign. If you can, please try to use ITU phonetics for your call sign at least as you check in, and indicate if you have any traffic or questions as you do. If your suffix begins with the letters A through M, Alpha through Mike, please check in now.
Kilo 0, Bravo, Alpha Tango, Art and Aurora, no traffic. Kilo 6, Hotel Juliet Victor, K6H JV, Tom Arvada, no traffic.
W0TX Repeater.
D0 CIV, Deputy 0 CIV, Charles and Denver, no traffic. This is KF0 DLW, Daniel and Aurora, no traffic. Kilo Foxtrot 0 Alpha Whiskey Charlie, Brian Wheat Ridge, no traffic.
All right, this is K1DBC Net Control. I'll go ahead and hold up there for a moment. Net Control, I'd like to welcome knowledge the following check-ins: K0BAT Art, K6HJV Tom, WA4 MBG, Bob, quite a bit faint there on your transmission, but did pick you up there, and then WD0CIV Charles, KF0DLW Daniel, and KF0AWC Brian. Thank you all so much for checking in. Is that how you... I'm fucking clear. This is K1DBC Net Control. All right, we'll go ahead and open up the whole alphabet. This is K1DBC Net Control. If your call suffix begins with the letters A through Z, Alpha through Zulu, and you'd like to check into the Denver Radio Club Ham Learning Net, just for the count, or if you have any traffic or questions, if you can, please try to use IT Phonetics for your call sign as you check in, and let us know if you have any traffic or questions. Please call now.
November 1, Golf Uniform Mike, Peter in Littleton. Good evening to the group. Kilo Delta Zero Whiskey Papa Quebec, Tom in Aurora, no traffic. November 0, Tango Romeo Papa, Jim in Lakewood. Good evening.
Kilo Echo 0, November Romeo Echo, Jim in Littleton, no traffic.
Kilo 0, Yankee Echo Sierra, Ken in Broomfield, no traffic.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome here on YouTube. Appreciate you all checking in things here. Just some behind the scenes. Don't hesitate to ask any questions if you'd like. Just waiting for the Kievs to stop here for just a moment. This is K1DBC Net Control. One cheeky one in there a little bit. All right. I'd like to welcome and acknowledge the following check-ins: N1GUM Peter, KD0WPQ Tom, N0TRP Jim, KE0NRE Jim, and K0YES Ken. Thank you all so much for checking in. Once more, if you'd like to check into the Denver Radio Club Ham Learning Net, just a general Q&A about ham radio, electronics, STEM, STEAM, all sorts of things here, what this hobby encompasses. So we're taking all call suffixes A through Z. Please check in now with your call sign, your name, and let us know if you have any traffic or questions. Please call now.
Kilo 0, Lima Alpha India, K0 LEI, Larry at Lakewood.
Kilo Foxtrot 0, Foxtrot Papa India, Ron in Lakewood with traffic.
All right, this is K1DBC Net Control. I'd like to welcome knowledge to the following check-ins: K0LAI Larry and KF0FPI Ron with traffic. Thank you all so much for checking in. One more call at the moment. There'll be plenty of opportunities to check in officially, but you can always check in if there's a low-level conversation. But just at the moment, if you'd like to check in to the Denver Radio Club Ham Learning Net, just for the counter, if you have any traffic or questions, please do so with your call sign, your name, and let us know if you have any traffic or questions. Please call now. All right, this is K1DBC Net Control. Another reminder, we have some behind-the-scenes kind of video going on if you'd like to check in or see what's going on in terms of net control and give some more perspective. We do stream on YouTube, and thankfully to all your support. I've reached over 100 subscribers on my YouTube. Very small goal, but with that, I now have youtube.com/K1DBC, so check that out if you want. You can also search for our club's call sign, W0TX, on YouTube. If you have a smartphone, smart TV, just another means of communication, so feel free to check that out. With that, we'll throw it over to Fred, AA0JK. The net is yours. Go ahead.
AA0JK, good evening, everyone. And let's see what's going on. Got the latest QST is going to be late. They ran out of ink and paper. So if you get the hard copy there, it will be late in the mail. But on their website, they've got a note there, got their solar update going there amongst the topics there, and want to make some notes in that regard as far as the latest issue of QST. Some of the topics they have here on the digital version, which is out. The digital version is out, and they've got a few articles there that might be of interest. 40-meter three-wire folded loop antenna. Got an article on that. A 20-meter phase dipole beam. That could be interesting. And they got a cute little QRP rig here that is all nicely done in a wood case. And one item that really caught my eye was a pendulum bug. A pendulum bug, a massive little unit. I don't think I've got enough room on my operating position for that one, but it's an interesting article there. And we've got the heartbeat of shortwave radio, WWV article. That's just a few there of the many there that are in the latest issue. And back to the webpage, ARRL's webpage. They've got their solar update article there, but in the news, it seems to be plastered all over the news media. We got hit by some solar wind, solar plasma that got jettisoned from the surface of the sun back on the 29th during a geomagnetic storm eruption. And that proceeded to raise the dickens in with Musk's satellites that he has up there in orbit, and 40 of them got knocked out of orbit by the solar wind, and he's pretty much lost those. So that kind of goes to show what the solar activity can do to our satellite network that we're so dependent on these days. Losing those satellites and interference with them, which happens all the time. We lose the GPS and they have to reorient them. But also, you know, your banking system is interlinked with those satellites. Not the 40 that we lost, but some of the ones that are a little bit higher orbit. Your banking system, your gas stations, your grocery stores, everything these days is computerized, and it's all linked with those satellites. So a good solar storm could really put us in dire straits. And solar cycle 25 is just getting started. I guess all the more to take prepping a little bit serious, and got an article that was submitted to the roundtable here a while back that might be of interest. Prepper, lights out, are you ready? It's an article on the basics of prepping and ham radio. And that was in the roundtable November of 2019, pages 6 through 7. That's November 2019, page 6 through 7, might be of interest. And also, you might take into consideration there that that grab and go bag, having a prepper bag and plan in place. Just think of the Marshall fire that we just had, and how important that would have been to have a grab and go available to you and your family. And let's see, next on my list, Denver Radio Club's got their their meeting on the 16th, and that's going to be a presentation by Carl K9LA, discussion on two simple antennas. Looking forward to seeing that. And also an item that might be of interest to note is that there's an article in the roundtable, your first antenna. That's in the March issue of 2018, pages 14 and 15. You might want to take a look at that and stir up some questions for Carl come the next Wednesday. But that's the extent of my list for the moment. This is AA0JK, back to net control.
AA0JK Fred, this is K1DBC Net Control. Thank you so much for all that information there. Yeah, a lot of great information you've passed there. Quickly to recap, what Fred brought up is a geomagnetic storm and recent deployment of Starlink satellites. There is real world consequences for these sort of storms and what happens, and more especially with equipment that's deployed hundreds of miles or however so these are outside of the planet Earth. So and as mentioned, a lot of cool articles here on QST. You have I think if you pay for the physical version, you should have the option for the digital version. Pendulum bug here, front page article here, so really cool stuff there, and as well as some past QS roundtable archives there. Your first antenna you mentioned from March of 2018, and then I just closed the other one there. But a lot of great information there, Fred. A0JK. Does anybody have any comments, questions, regards to anything Fred has brought up so far, or anything else? Please come down. All right, this is K1DBC Net Control. Yep, and as mentioned, upcoming club meeting, third Wednesday of the month. That's going to be next week, and I'll probably remind of that later on in the net here. But arl.org/news for a lot of great information in regards to ham radio and a lot of things, a lot of articles, a lot of things like that. So I'll throw it out to Ron, KF0FPI. The net is yours. Go ahead.
Yeah, thanks, Jerome. I got a general question to the whole net that I'm looking to buy a headset with a microphone, and I'm wondering what the net uses and what they found comfortable and what kind of mic activating device they use. Back to the net.
Comment.
All right, this is K1DBC Net Control. I'll defer over to Fred here for a moment, and then I'll provide my response. AA0JK Fred, go ahead.
Okay, good evening, Ron. And yeah, that's a item there that's a kind of personal preference, and would be worthwhile maybe taking a trip to HRO, Ham Radio Outlet, and try some of the headsets that they've got there. I know the real popular line is made by Heil, and he's got a full line there of switches and everything else there for the mic and transmitting. But that would be well worth your time to go down and actually get some hands-on, because everybody's a little bit different. One set will be comfortable for one individual. Another will be maybe too heavy. You prefer something a little bit lighter. And there's just a plethora of items there to take into consideration, Ron. There's no one size fits all. So hopefully that helps. This is AA0JK, back to Net Control.
W0TX repeater.
TPS for comment.
All right, A0JK Fred, this is K1DBC Net Control. Yeah, great comment there. Yeah, there's a lot of different options out there, and definitely different use cases, and yeah, a lot of things out there. So sometimes trying it on definitely helps as well. So K0KPS, Kevin, go ahead.
Yeah, for Ron, since I know he has the 991, I use a Heil Pro 7, and it's a little bit more expensive. However, you got to look at your needs down the line. I got more into the HF and doing some contesting and some POTA hunter activities. And obviously with the Pro 7, it does come with a push-button switch that mates with their adapter cable. But that certainly got old with me after a while, and I had to go with a foot switch, especially when you're trying to log contacts or do other items. When an opportunity presents itself to put your call sign out there, a foot switch comes in really quickly to immediately step on it and make some contacts. So the Heil line is a good line. I have the Heil foot switch that Jerome just had up on the screen. I'm happy with both of those, but like Fred mentioned, try something that's comfortable, and then you've got to make sure that if you go with the Heil, that you get the headset that matches your radio, because Icon a different mic setup than some of the other lines. So that's something to consider when you're out there at HRO looking at purchasing a foot switch and a headset. So back to you, Drone. This is Kilo Zero, Kilo Papa Sierra.
All right, K0KPS Kevin, this is K1DBC Net Control. Great follow-up there. Appreciate that. Yeah, the Heil Pro 7. Yeah, and determined based on your mission and kind of what you're looking to do, and some of these price points compared to some of the transceivers isn't all that too much off comparative. So I mean, you pay what you get for, and you pay once, you cry once, or whatever the saying is. So my case is a little bit more unique in that my transceiver is 25 feet away from me, my base station, and I break everything out over an Ethernet cable. So some of the solutions I've tried to use are a little bit unique and different and don't necessarily work. I've tried to like integrate an XLR microphone, things like that. My situation is a little bit unique, but I basically just pipe stereo audio into my computer, and that's how I'm listening to it. And then I just transmit myself over the microphone, the MH59 Yaesu microphone, and an XLR microphone to the world over the internet. So my situation is a little bit different, but you should be able to integrate quite high quality audio, microphone, and headsets into your solution there. And yeah, as mentioned, KPS mentioned the Heil foot switch there. If you're looking to make to utilize your hands a little bit more in terms of when you're making these contacts, that definitely helps. So KF0 FPI Ron, I wonder if you have any other follow up or any other questions on that. Go ahead.
This is FPI. No, that was great information. I guess I need to speak up more sometimes because I do have a lot of questions sometimes. I'm engineering one for an Elmer, an email with more details. I'm not getting into that tonight, but the information on the headset is awesome. And Fred was 100% correct, as well as Kevin, about going to HRO and seeing what's comfy and what you might like. This is FPI back to net. Thanks.
All right, sounds good. This is K1DBC Net Control. Yeah, you don't have to break the bank. There's definitely plenty of options out there, especially more nowadays. You can kind of adapt some of the newer technology to the older things and kind of combine things to get a good balance. So, yeah, really cool stuff there. So, actually, at this point, I will drop and read the speech for further check-in. So give me a moment, and I will do that. This is K1DBC Net Control. If you've just tuned in, my name is Daron, call sign Kilo 1 Delta Bravo Charlie, Net Control for the Denver Radio Club Learning Net. It's an on-air meeting for radio amateurs seeking help, and Elmers giving their time to help us. Basically, just a very cool, casual conversation to learn about ham radio, electronics, s.t.e.m, s.t.e.m, everything that ham radio encompasses. So if you'd like to check in over the air, please do so with your call sign, your name, and let us know if you have any questions, comments, or anything else. Please call now. Looks like somebody put like a key thing into that antenna connector. What is this guy? Let's see what people say here. This is K1DBC Net Control. Once more, if you'd like to check into the Denver Radio Club Ham Learning Net, please do so with your call sign, your name, and let us know if you have traffic or questions. Please call now. This is K1DBC Net Control for the Denver Radio Club Ham Learning Net. Again, we do broadcast video over youtube.com/K1DBC. If you have a smartphone or smart TV, just a little bit more context to the net and just a little bit more bang for your buck, a little bit more entertainment for the evening. So this is K1DBC Net Control. You're more than welcome to check in there, or again, we're taking more check-ins here over the air. Once more for the moment, if you'd like to check in over the air, this is K1DBC Net Control. Please call now with your call sign, your name, and let us know if you have any traffic questions. They're saying it's like a TNC connector, is what they're saying. What does a TNC connector look like? All right, this is K1DBC Net Control for the Denver Radio Club Ham Learning Net. I don't see anybody else indicated they have any traffic or questions or comments for the net, but if you have any other traffic, comments, questions, anything else you'd like to bring up for this evening's net, please call now.
KD0WPQ.
Yeah, KD0WPQ. Tom, go ahead. The net is yours.
Well, good evening, all. Ham for 8 or 9 years or so, but I'm brand new to HF. I've just been on 2 meters, 70 centimeters for all this time, but the first of the year I was gifted a Kenwood TS450, and I've got all the technical things down, know how to work the radio and all that, but I'm wondering if anybody could give me some hints on, like, the soft skills. I know all about, I've read up on, the DX etiquette and all that, and I've made about 260 contacts between just scanning the bands and POTA hunting. But I'm wondering if you can give me any tips on just day-to-day operations there.
This is K1DBC Net Control. I don't know on that. I don't operate myself too much over HF, so I'll defer to the net. Does anybody have any other information in regards to soft skills, kind of general information about how to maybe break into HF nets, or any other etiquette or any other kind of basics that might help out here? Go ahead.
JK.
Yeah, AA0JK Fred, go ahead.
Yeah, the ARRL has a great book on operating HF. It might be well worthwhile to add that to your collection. And the big thing is just turn the radio on, check out the bands, and see what kind of activity there may be. And if you go to the Denver Radio Club's webpage and scroll all the way down to the bottom, they've got a chart there that gives a daily report there of band conditions, and gives you kind of an idea of what you might experience as far as propagation. But the big thing is turn the radio on and listen. Number one item, listen. And also, if you take a look there at the Denver Radio Club's list of nets, you might find something there that might be of interest. There's a plethora of topics out there that are going on, and find something that might be of interest. One of the other clubs and repeater has an astronomy net, if you're into astronomy, and just about anything you can think of there. Probably can find it with just a click of the computer. But the big thing is, turn the radio on and listen, and keep us posted when you find something interesting. We all would like to hear. AA0JK.
All right, this is K1DBC Net Control. Yeah, great information there, Fred. Yeah, I guess most importantly is kind of just listening in to these nets and kind of understanding the flow of the conversation. Another good resource. They used to have it on the DRC net list, I believe, at the bottom, but I can't find it anymore. But it was linked into ac6v.com, and they have a pretty good listing of HF nets, their times in UTC and things like that. So lots of cool DX nets. These are more specifically Oceania, African, Canada, China, European, by date and time. So yeah, there's plenty of opportunity out there. You kind of just have to kind of listen in and kind of see what things are like. So probably a lot very similar to these sorts of nets, just kind of casual conversations and or maybe more official. So with that, I'll throw it back to, I think it was DLW who had, or WPQ, excuse me, KD0 WPQ Tom. If you have any follow-up on that, go ahead.
Oh, sorry I doubled with you for a little bit, but you answered my question after I finally unkeyed there, so, I appreciate that, and Fred, I appreciate the advice, and yeah, you recommended that book, last month, and with the excitement of the radio, I spaced that out completely, so I am going to do that, and hopefully get the hang of all of this, so I appreciate everybody's help with this. KD0 WPQ, back to net.
All right, sounds good there, WPQ. Yeah, there was somebody in there with a question. Go ahead.
Good evening. This is KF0EGA, Kilo Foxtrot 0, Echo Golf Alpha, Dan up in Wellington. I just stumbled across your net as I was scanning the 2-meter band. That last question, Elmer that was good enough to call on with the response, referred to an ARRL book on operating HF. Does anybody have more details on that book title or more specifics on that? Back to you.
AA0JK. Don't move that dial, Daron. The book is by Steve Ford, and Daron just moved the image here. Item number 0070. He's also got an ISBN number there. But if you go into the American Radio Relay League website and look through the store items there for books and look for HF Station. It looks like a pretty nice book there, give you a lot of good information. Steve Ford is an excellent author, and I think it'll be a good addition there to your operating station there. So comes highly recommended. AA0JK. Also, HRO might have it.
Very good. I appreciate that detail. Yeah, you mentioned in addition to the collection for me, I'm just trying to get started, trying to get over the hump, getting onto the HF bands. I've been running this UHF radio since about April. I'm looking with interest at the presentation you've got for next month, just a couple of the basic simple HF antennas. So I appreciate the reference, and I'll stay tuned. Thanks very much. KF0EGA.
All right, this is K1DBC Net Control. Sorry about that. Yeah, this is again, K1DBC Net Control. Sorry about that. KF0EG, I got you checked in. Yeah, great information there. Yeah, sorry, I moved off that a little bit there, but ARL, your first amateur radio HF station, is mentioned by W0TX. I closed the thing that I needed there. Steve Ford, about $20. Can't miss it out. Hamradio.com. Ham radio outlet. You could pick it up locally. How to choose an antenna, choose a radio, evaluate station accessories, ensure efficiency and radio safety. So, great information there. Yeah, glad to hear you on the air, EGA. Dan, appreciate you checking in. And, glad that you were able to find our net here. So, appreciate you being able to do that. This is K1DBC Net Control.
W0TX repeater.
I was just trying to, as I clicked out, I was trying to find any other HF books, but it looked like that was the one, your first HF amateur radio station. They have HF dipole antennas for amateur radio, plenty of other publications, lots of stuff here on ARL as well as a ham radio outlet. So, great question there, WPQ and EGA. And thanks for the follow-up, Fred, A0JK. This is K1DBC Net Control. I'll throw it out to the net. I'm sure I can bring up a couple things. We have another 20 minutes or so here till the end of the net. But does anybody have any other comments, questions, check-ins, anything else you'd like to bring up for this evening's net? Please call now.
JK.
Yeah, A0JK. Fred, go ahead.
Yeah, you scrolled right by a real good copy there of the operating manual as you were scrolling through the books there, Daron. And for one of the previous questions that we had there, that would be a great addition there to your operating position. But there, it looks Daron is busy little fingers there. He's got it scrolling back up there, up. Again, right there. You got it, Daron. Excellent. There, the ARRL's operating manual, a great addition, and that will give you a lot of great information for just general operating procedures and a great plus there. Let's see, that's item number 1205. 1205 at the ARRL's web page, and also HRO might have a copy of that too. Thank you, Daron. AA0JK.
All right, AA0JK, Fred, this is K1DBC Net Control. I need to figure out some issues with my audio, or I have some delays, some slight delays, so it's that's why you see things slightly delayed like that. So, A0JK Fred, yeah, another great addition there, ARL operating manual, just some basics of assembling a station, basic operating procedures, HF, VHF, amateur satellites. You know, you get manuals for your radios, you get manuals for lots of things, and there's a lot of minutia, and you kind of just have to take information as you can get it from different parts and pieces and kind of go out into the real world and see how things actually work in terms of amateur radio and everything that it affects. So great information there. So yeah, this is K1DBC Net Control. Again, I'll throw it out to the net. Any other comments, questions, check-ins, anything else you'd like to bring up for this evening's net, please call now. All right, this is K1DBC Net Control. I'll see if I can try to dig up a couple things here. I don't have too much, a little bit at the moment. But this is K1DBC Net Control. Anybody else, any other comments, questions, check-ins, anything else you'd like to bring up for this evening's net, please call now.
comment?
Yeah, Fred, AA0JK, go ahead.
AA0JK, yeah, just kind of fill the gap here as we approach the end of the net here. Don't forget that we're always available here if you've got some questions that you would like to have answered. Don't be afraid to give out a call on this repeater and see who's listening. I know I monitor it quite a bit, but you can give us a call and we'll try to answer any questions that you have. Also, we can be contacted. You can contact me at Elmer, E-L-M-E-R, Elmer, at W0TX.org. That's Elmer at W0TX.org. And I will try to answer any questions that you might have there. So just wanted to fill some dead air there. So back to you, Drone, AA0JK.
All right, AA0JK, Fred, this is K1DBC Net Control. Yeah, good reminder. Check out our repeaters, our 2 meter 70 centimeter repeaters, and all the activity that we have. There's plenty of infrastructure there, and as well as the all the support you can get via email or other means. So, yeah, there's plenty of opportunity out there to get your voice heard, to get some help if you want for any sort of means here. So, yeah, thanks so much for that, AA0JK, Fred. This is K1DBC Net Control. This is K1DBC Net Control. I guess just looking at some of the most recent news here. Bob Bruninga, I've probably heard it before, but WB4APR, creator of APRS, has passed a silent key, unfortunately. So, if you've used any APRS in the past, he is known to have been to develop that technology. Originated in 1982, Bruninga wrote his first data map program that plotted the positions of U.S. Navy ships for Apple II platform. A couple of years later, he developed what called Connectionless Emergency Traffic Systems, CETS, VIC-20 and C-64 platforms for digital packet communications to support an endurance race. The program was ported to an IBM PC platform in 1988 and was renamed APRS in 1992. Recognized Northern American APRS frequency is 144.39, and APRS is globally linked via the internet. He founded the Appalachian Trail Gold Packet event, which fields APRS nodes from Stone Mountain in Georgia to Mount Katahan in Maine each July. So, contributing editor, or a lot of cool stuff here. So, sad to see him pass, but he provided such an amazing amount of technology to what we have here. So, really cool stuff here. This is K1DBC Net Control. Some other interesting news here. Heil Sound has changed hands. Founded by Bob Heil, K9EID, and based in Fairview Heights, Illinois. Manufacturer of microphones, microphone accessories, and audio accessories for both professionals and amateurs. New owners are Heil Sound President and CEO Ash Levitt and Director of Operations Steve Warford. Sarah Heil, who was co-owner of Heil Sound, has retired. Bob Heil will continue to do outreach work in amateur radio product design as founder and CEO emeritus. Quoted here, Bob says, "My life has been about achieving great sound, whether on the concert stage or in the amateur radio world." He's watched Heil Sound go from a regional sound company to a world-class microphone manufacturer. Company has been his passion, but it's time for steps aside. No better team to carry the company forward than Ash and Steve, and he has the utmost confidence in them. So, another great name here in the ham radio world. Twit.tv / Ham Nation, we've spoken in the past. It's a big proponent for ham radio, where a lot of people haven't really been over the last 10, 15 years. So we great to have people like him. So Heil Sound still out there. Bob Heil, K9EID, but passing on the company. So this is K1DBC Net Control. This is K1DBC Net Control. I'll throw it out to the group. Any other comments, questions, check-ins, or anything? We have another 10 minutes or so until the end of the net. Please call now.
FPI question.
Yeah, K0 FPI. Ron, go ahead.
Fred had mentioned that he monitors this repeater a bit. I was wondering if he does the same with the 6 meter. Back to that.
Affirmative, I do.
Do you think there'd be a possibility if I hooked up with you? I have a homebrew 6 meter hex beam that is kind of doing weird things, but I want to point different directions and maybe get radio signal feedback from you.
I'll turn the volume up.
Very good, Fred. I'll put that test out. It just seems like it works better backwards than forward. And I just need maybe a little bit of airtime on the repeater.
Okay. We'll be monitoring AA0JK.
Thank you, AAGOJK. This is KF0FPI. Back to net.
All right, KF0 FPI. Ron, this is K1DBC Net Control. Yeah, glad to hear you in there. And we have the 6 meter repeater, as Fred mentioned, 53.090 frequency, negative 1 megahertz offset, and CTS tone you can find online, 107.2. 6 meter repeater. We have the 6 meter repeater net Sunday mornings. It's great to hear about your DIY hex beam there, 6 meter hex beam. So would be interested to hear the results of that contact. So this is K1DBC Net Control.
Question.
Yeah, Fred, A is your JK. Go ahead.
Yeah, question for Ron. Where are you located? I'm up at 72nd and Ward area, the 72nd and Ward area. So when you go to pointing that antenna, it helps to know which direction to point it.
Yes, Fred. I got coordinates to go to. The repeater is on. I'm sorry. I know exactly where the repeater is. That's where I shoot to, and I listen to you guys every Sunday morning on the Invitational. But man, I think I'm the only technician class license that's listening, and I kind of sometimes don't feel like I'm worthy. Back to net.
Feel that way. Don't feel that way. your license, and that's all that matters. And get that antenna pointed over. Let's see, I believe what is that over there, Green Mountain-ish. Not sure exact location there, but we'll be listening here and see where it operates the best. AA0JK.
All right, this is K1DBC Net Control. Thanks again for the information there, Fred A0JK and KF0FPI Ron.
Yeah, Green Mountain.
Yeah, absolutely, and thankfully we have the amazing heights that we do for the radio repeater sites that we do to provide the coverage that we have. I was just trying to find some photos here, but don't ever hesitate to check into the nets. The roundtable net is, or the Sunday night, the 6-meter invitational. There's just different cadence, but don't ever hesitate to ever check into any of these nets if you're licensed to do so. I think people are very happy to hear more voices on the air and things like that. So this is K1DBC. I'll throw it out to the net. KF0PI Ron, A0JK Fred, or anybody else on anything else we've spoken about so far, please call now.
Yeah, Daron, that's not at night. That's the morning. 10 o'clock in the morning for the invitational net on 6 meters. It's 10 o'clock in the morning, 53.090.
All right, thanks there for the correction there. Yes, Sunday morning, 10 a.m. Not sure where I got that from. 6-meter invitational net, 53.090. It's open to everyone that's licensed for that band there. So, don't hesitate to check in.
Yeah, and make sure that you have your offsets all set correctly there when you set your radio up there.
Yep, absolutely. A0JK Fred. Yeah, make sure you have the -1 megahertz offset. It looks like here, and a transmit tone of 107.2. All right, this is K1DBC Net Control. We are just about at the end of the net here. No hard ending, but I'll throw it out. Any other comments, questions, check-ins? I might be able to bring up maybe one or two other news stories, but anything else for the net, please call now. This is K1DBC Net Control. Just a news story here. The QSO Today Virtual Ham Expo set for mid-March.
W0TX Repeater.
If you've seen it before, it's just an online conference, March 12th to the 13th, on demand after that. More than 60 speakers, content for everyone. Presentations will include HF communication concepts, fundamentals of shortwave propagation, deep dive of some FPGA stuff here, fun with nano VNA, and helically wound vertical for 160 meters. A lot of stuff there. QSO Today, Ham Expo for more information on that. This is K1DBC Net Control. I don't really have much more. I'll throw it out to the net. This will be the second to final call. Any other comments, questions, check-ins, anything else you'd like to bring up for this evening's net, please call now. All right, this is K1DBC Net Control. I really don't have much more. Plenty of stuff going on, though, in the world, so don't hesitate to delve into the science and realities of the things around you, because there's a lot of stuff going on. With that, this will be the final call. Any other comments, questions, check-ins, anything else for this evening's DRC Learning Net, please call now. All right, this is K1DBC Net Control. Thanks again, everyone, for being here this evening. Again, feel free to check us out on youtube.com/K1DBC. My call sign Kilo 1 Delta Bravo Charlie. You can also search for our club on YouTube for W0TX, excuse me. More info on our club, W0TX.org. Again, as mentioned earlier on, February 16th, next week, is our next presentation, 7 p.m., presented by Carl, K9LA. Join us to discuss two simple antennas for HF. He'll give examples for debunking some common misconceptions. He started his radio career as a shortwave listener in 1950s, received novice license in 61. Electrical engineering, a graduate at Purdue, and RF design engineer until his retirement in 2013. Plenty of information there. Plenty of cool stuff. So February 16th. 7 p.m. for the meeting, 6 p.m. for what we call the Elmers session. Very similar to this evening's Learning Net, just a general Q&A. It all takes place online. You don't have to be a ham radio operator. Meet.cool for that, so check it out, W0TX.org. This evening we had a total of 18 check-ins, 17 check-ins. Really appreciate everyone for checking in. Really awesome to see that. So with that, let's see. Don't think I have much else. Let me drop and see if there's anything else here, and we'll wrap it up. This is K1DBC Net Control. Yeah, again, appreciate everyone being here. Next week is going to be the weekly meeting. Appreciate everyone checking things out on YouTube. Always appreciate that. So yeah, with that, this is K1DBC Net Control. More info, you can always contact us, drclearningnet@gmail.com, elmer@w0tx.org, groups.io/g/ham learning net. So please join us next week for our our Elmer session online. With that, all stations please stand by while the repeaters are placed into normal mode.
PL on.
All right, this is K1DBC Net Control, 7 through to all. Glad to hear everyone out there. Hopefully everyone's doing well. And we are in a new year, and we'll see how things go. So 7 through to all, and we'll see you all next week. Take care.
Great job there, Jerome. Thank you very much. All this extra technology definitely helps. Much appreciated. Thank you. 73 880JK.
All right, thanks again for everyone down here. Appreciate that. Really don't have too much more here. Again, thanks everyone for subscribing. Just reached over 100 subscribers. Nothing really too crazy. But again, the vanity URL, youtube.com/K1DBC. Pretty awesome to have that. Hopefully in the future we'll have youtube.com/W0TX, and we'll have it officially hosted there. So yeah, thanks again for everyone being here, and we'll see you all next week. 7 through it all. We'll talk to you all next week.
NBC Television.